What is going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski and I am back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, as you can see, I am going to be completing the Forest of Training Sun, which is the Zero Stamina Jinbei Forest, with a double Strongwood Ace team. This is the basic team that I actually used in order to beat it the first time, and I already have beaten it, but this run is just to show you guys, once again, the team that I did use in order to actually beat the dungeon. So, for the first, like 5 stages after the first 10, so from stages like 11 to 15, I'm pretty much just speeding them up because I don't really activate any specials and there's not that much to really talk about. They don't really do that much damage or anything throughout these, first few stages, so I am just going to be skipping it until we get to the stage with Dr. Hogback and his surrounding zombies. When you actually get to that stage, that's when I'm going to use one of my first specials, being the Strongwood Ace special, which will pretty much auto-kill everything after that first turn, because for the first turn, Dr. Hogback actually has a 99 hit combo shield. So basically, I've got a really good RNG here where all of the zombies are on a 2-turn cooldown. They can either spawn in or on a 1 or a 2-turn cooldown, but luckily enough, they all were on a 2-turn cooldown, and I can just go ahead here and use my Strongwood Ace special to knock out every single character in the whole entire room. But now, on stage 16, we encounter some of the Revolutionary Army characters, including Namule as well. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do is basically activate our Strongwood Usopp special to delay them all, because we want to make sure that when we activate our specials to do burst damage, we do not want to have bother orbs, otherwise our Heracles special will not actually spawn in the good orbs that we actually want. So, we want to delay them on that first turn. Then, on the secondary turn, we can go ahead and use our Heracles special, get all of the matching orbs that we want. Then we can activate our special of Marco and also Zephyr as well. If you wanted to lock the specials, you could do that. I would highly suggest in using your Ace special before the Marco special, so you can always be at full health. But as you can see here, I don't really need to lock the orbs anyway, because I just do so much damage to them anyway, just knocks them all out. And then basically with this team, the thing that we have to try and do is we stall on Namule here. So we basically are just stalling out until we get all of our specials ready to go, and then we'll move on to the following room, and then we'll activate our specials once again. Now, on stage number 17, we are at the 3-Day 2-Year Straw Hat stage, part 1, with Robin, Frankie, Chopper, and Brook. Now, we're doing the exact same thing. We're going to activate our Heracles to get the matching orbs, our Ace special to do a lot of really good AoE damage, as well as, locking our orbs as well, just in case if we do need to do that. But it's just really nice to get that really good damage off, so that we can make sure that we are killing these characters. Now, we want to kill everyone off except for Robin, so we want to make sure that we are stalling on Robin. Now, do not get Robin under 20%, because I believe she actually will recover some HP, so we do not want that to happen. So I'm trying to keep her above 20%. So you want to make sure that when you actually move onto this room with your Ace, that you don't have too much health. Otherwise, when you do the subtraction and then the multiplier, you might actually end up doing a lot of damage to Robin and might actually end up killing her. So you do not want to do that. But then I'll see you guys at stage number 18. Moving on to stage number 18, we have yet again the 3-Day 2-Year Straw Hats, but this is the part 2 with Usopp, Nami, Zoro, and Sanji. Now, we once again are going to be doing the exact same thing, but this time we're going to be stalling on the 3-Day 2-Year Sanji character. So that means that in this first turn we can go ahead and kill off Zoro, Nami, and Usopp. But Usopp does have that preemptive attack that will make it so that you have to attack him first, and you have to kill him off before you can actually move on to attacking other characters on that stage. Now, there is also the debuff protector. So the debuff protector is also active on this stage. So this stage actually might be a little bit tricky for teams that don't have a lot of damage output, because you cannot actually delay anyone in that room. So it is quite a tricky stage. But once again, we're going to stall on 3-Day 2-Year Sanji, trying to pick up as many recovery orbs along the way. Make sure you don't get him under 50% HP, because he actually does deal a lot more damage when he's under half health. And along the way, we want to try and get some matching orbs, so that when we are going into that turn when we want to end him and kill him off, that we can actually do that without having him attack us in that secondary turn. Moving on from stage number 18, we go into 19, which is against 3-day 2-year Luffy, Rayleigh, and Jinbei. Now, Rayleigh here will, I'm pretty sure he halves your HP, and he shuffles your orb with Tandem G and Bother Orbs. Now, because we do get some Bother Orbs, we want to go ahead and use our Strongwood Usopp to delay all of the characters, as well as a nice 10% health cut. Then we want to go ahead and use our Marco, because it gives us 2 turns of Orb Boost. So this first turn, we're just going to get rid of all of the really crappy orbs that we have, and then it still gives us 1 more turn of an orb boost. So we're going to use that secondary turn with Heracles to get matching orbs for our characters, and we want to try and take out our Luffy and the Rayleigh on the opposite team, and then we're going to try and stall all of our specials back on the Jinbei for stage number 20. Now, when we actually stall on Jinbei, you gotta be really careful with Jinbei, because he does 18,300 damage, so he does a lot of damage. So you definitely want to try and pick up as many recovery orbs as possible, and he actually has quite a bit of HP, so you can actually do like a decent chunk of damage to him. But one thing I do have to keep in mind to you guys is try and pick up as many recovery orbs as possible, and we want to try and get Strongwood Usopp and our Marco as close to max as possible for stage number 20 Jinbei. So once we've done enough stalling, we're going to go ahead now and move on to stage number 20 against the Legend Jinbei. So this is where the stage is probably the most difficult. It is at its peak right here. Preemptive attack gives you all negative orbs and will every turn change his different combo shield. So every turn it'll be either a good, great, or perfect shield where you have to hit 3 of each of that combo hit in order to actually start dealing damage to him. So basically the way that it goes is it starts on good, 3 goods to do damage, then 3 greats to do the damage, then 3 perfects to do damage, and then it keeps resetting over and over again. Now, one thing about Jinbei that I do have to note to you guys is that when Jinbei falls below 50% HP and he is in his attacking turn, he will actually go ahead and buff his defense. I think it's like a 50% damage reduction that he applies to himself. So, you know, you're going to be very careful about that. If you are knocking him under 50% HP, make sure he is on a 2-turn cooldown or he is delayed. The good thing about this Jinbei is that you can actually delay him, which is really strong. And as you can see here, I go ahead and use my Marco here. Now, when we actually do the burst turn against Jinbei, we don't need that orb boost. We really just need the Zephyr boost. And Marco is just kind of there just for the health at the moment. We want to try and take as many hits as we possibly can from Jinbei. And then when we can't possibly take any more hits, we want to go ahead and activate our Strongwood Usopp special at that time. One more thing to note about Legend Jinbei here on stage number 20 is that with his good, great, and perfect shields, when you want to go ahead and burst down just before he goes below 50%, you want to activate all of your specials when he is on his great shield. Now, the reason for that is because when you get the 2 turns of burst, that means you'll get a burst turn on the great shield and a burst of turn on the perfect shield. Now, the reason for that is because you'll get a higher chain multiplier than if it was on the good shield. Because with the good shield, you have to hit 3 goods first, and then you'll hit 3 perfects. But you get a higher chain multiplier if it's 3 greats and then a perfect, and then, you know, obviously with a full team of perfects, that is the most optimal time to activate all of your bursts. So make sure to activate all of your specials when he's on the great shield, because with this specific team, you'll get 2 turns of burst, and after those first 2 turns of burst, you probably won't end up killing him because we don't have that orb booster, but he is delayed with Strongwood Usopp, so it does give us a little bit more time in order to take down Jinbei, and that is pretty much how I actually beat this forest. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to smack the like button down below, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.